50 definition of terms. Mental disorder is a broad term used to group physical and psychological symptoms that are cause abnormal thoughts and behavior. Neurosis is a class functional mental disorder involving distress but neither delusion or hallucination, whereby behavior is not outside socially accepted norms. Anxiety reaction. Uh, Anxiety reaction has diffuse fearfulness, tension, and restlessness, with sometimes snowball or into episode of panic. Dissociative reaction is a massive repression of dissociation of certain aspect of experience for memory, varying intensity from sleepwalking to amnesias and multiple personality disturbance. Conversion reaction. It illustrates symbolic resolution of conflict that imitates the effect of physical illnesses like paralysis, blindness, anesthesia, and etc. Phobic reaction refers to intense, irrational fear of specific objects or events that may have a symbolic significance on the afflicted individual. Obsessive compulsive reaction. It has a repetitive, irrational thoughts uh, on or actions which usually involve some symbolic effort that conflict resolution. Depressive reaction refers to depression, usually accompanied by guilt, feelings of inferiority and anxiety. Psychosis came from the word psyche for mind and soul. Uh, and osis is for abnormal condition. Involution reaction. It demonstrates severe depression during the involution period without previous history of psychosis. Affective reaction. There is a presence of inappropriately exaggerated mood and markage in activity level with associated thought disorder. Depressive reaction shows cyclical disturbances involving various combinations of all alternations between excitement and delusional optimism on the one hand and immobilizing delusional depression on the other. Schizophrenic reaction are bizarre disturbances of thoughts and reality testing, emotional withdrawal, and varying levels of psychotic thinking and behavior. Anxiety is a psychological disorder that involves excessive levels of negative emotions such as nervousness, tensions, worry, fright, and anxiety. Generalized anxiety disorder. This disorder involves excessive and realistic intentions even if there is little or nothing to provoke the anxiety. Obsessive compulsive disorder. People with OCD are plagued by constant thought of or fear that cause them to perform certain rituals or routines. Panic disorder. This disorder keeps recurring attacks to a person of intense fear or panic, often with feelings of impending doom of death. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a condition that can develop following traumatic and or terrifying event, such as sexual or physical assault, non-expected death of loved ones, or natural disaster. Specific phobias is an intense fear of specific objects or situations. Social anxiety disorder is also called phobias. Uh, Social phobias that involves the overwhelming worry and self-consciousness about everyday social situation. Reality anxiety. Reality anxiety refers to fear of real dangers and in external world. Neurotic anxiety refers to fear that instinct will get out of control to do something for which he or she will be punished. Uh, Moral anxiety is the fear of the conscience. People with well-developed superegos tend to feel guilty when they do something that is contrary to the moral code by which they have been raised. Delusional disorder is sometimes referred to as paranoia. Delusion are false, sometimes even preposterous belief that are not part of the person culture. Uh, Persecutory type. The central theme of the delusion is that the individual is being conspired against, is inspired, followed, poisoned, cheated, harassed, and obstructed. Jealous type. The central theme of the delusion is that the individual is spouse or lover is being unfaithful. Erotomanic type. The central theme of this subtype of delusional disorder is that another person is in love with the individual. Grandiose type. The central theme of the delusion is that the individual believes he or she has an extraordinary talent that was made an important discovery. Somatic type. The core theme of the somatic type is centered on bodily function or sensation. Mixed type. In this type, no delusional theme is predominant. There could be a combination of delusional themes. Uh, for example, having a delusion of love as well as delusion of jealousy. Unspecified type, where a dominant delusional beliefs cannot be clearly determined or does not fall within the description of the other subtype. Delusional of control. Delusion of control. The central theme of this delusion is the belief that others control you. Delusions of reference. The predominant delusion is the false belief that others are talking about one. Delusional of self-accusation. Accusation. This delusional is associated with the intense or feelings or guilt or rumors. Genetic. The fact that delusional disorder is very common in people who have family member with delusional disorder or schizophrenia suggests there must be a genetic factor involved. Biological disorder are studying how abnormalities of certain areas of the brain might be involved in the development of delusional disorder. Environmental or psychological. Evidence suggests that delusional disorder can be triggered by stress, delusion, and criminality. Delusion disorder may be uncommon, but they are reality. Those suffering from this delusional disorder, they seem harmless or eccentric until they commit a crime. Mood disorder are disorder characterized by extreme and unwanted disturbances in feeling or mood. Bipolar disorder. In bipolar disorder, formerly known as manic depression, there are swings in mood from illusions to depression with no discernible external cause. Manic phases. During the manic phases of this disorder, the patient may show excessive, unwarranted excitement or silliness, carrying jokes too far. Depressive episode. Uh, the other side of the bipolar core is the depressive episode. Bipolar depressed patient often sleep uh, lethargic. Depressive disorder is when the person experiences extended, unexplainable periods of sadness. Major depressive disorder. A person suffering from major depressive disorder in a depressed mode for most of the day, nearly every day, or has lost interest on pleasure in health. Single episode. Depression is like major depression, only it strikes in one dramatic episode. Recurrent is a extended pattern of depressive episode. Depressed episode can include any of the features of major depressive disorder. Personality disorder are chronic or maladaptive cognitive behavioral patterns that are truly integrated into the individual's personality, on the troublesome to others, on or whose pleasure sources are either harmful or illegal. Schizo personality disorder. Those with SPD may perceive by others as sober, aloof, or often are referred to as a loner. Paranoid personality disorder. Although they are prone to unjustified, angry, or aggressive outbursts when they perceive others as disloyal or deceitful. Schizotypal personality disorder. This disorder is characterized by both a need for isolation as well as odd, outlandish, or paranoid belief. That's all, sir.